Hello, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you around with me on my trip in New York. This was actually filmed in the beginning, like the first week of January, but I'm just now getting around to editing it thanks to the quarantine. This was actually our first day there. We got to New York around like 5 or 6, and so we just went and dropped our stuff off in the hotel, and then we started going around and seeing as much as we could. We came in on Thursday, and then we were there for Friday and Saturday, and then we left on Sunday at like 1. So we were trying to see as much as possible. So I really wanted to go ice skating at Rockefeller Center because that's what everybody does, and I thought it'd be really cool. So we went over there to go look, and we saw it would basically be $50 a person by the time you like got your ticket, rented the skates and the locker and all of that stuff. And so we're like, okay, well there's one in Central Park, so let's go check that out. So we get there, and it was basically almost $30 per person either way by the time, again, the ticket and all that stuff. So we're just like, never mind. And at that point, by the time we got over there to that skating ring, it was probably about 9 or 10. And we had, like I said, we flown in from Germany, and we had to get up at 4 a.m. in Germany to go to the airport to catch our plane. So by this point, we were exhausted. So we were like, it ain't worth it. And we just went back to the hotel and went to sleep. Okay, and this is our hotel. It was called the Paul, and it was really nice, and it was in a good location, but as you can see, it was very, very tiny, which, I mean, is to be expected, but I just thought it was really funny. Like, as you can see, my foot barely fits right there. I don't know, it killed me. The bathroom was fine, though. It was bigger than I thought it would be. Our hotel was actually pretty cheap to be where it was, and as you can see in a second, you can see the Empire State Building from our room, the building that's like red and green. That's the Empire State Building, so it wasn't bad at all. Good morning.
That's where we are.
Can you guess? We're in New York. It's like 7 something in the morning, and we're about to go get some breakfast at a bagel place. Last night we got in at like
well, we landed around 3.
Yeah, and our plane was delayed like by a lot. Like almost 2 hours.
No, it was less than that.
Well, we sat on the runway for an hour.
Yeah, but we made up.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine, but we got here a little late, so we just got here to the hotel at the Paul, and then we went to go get some dinner, and we walked through Times Square, and we went to Central Park, and what's the ice skating? Rockefeller Center. And then we came back and just went to sleep because we were exhausted. We didn't sleep very much. We had to get up at 4 in Germany to catch our flight because we had to go to Frankfurt. Anyway, so today we're gonna go get some breakfast at the Brooklyn Bagel Company. Is that what it is? And then we're gonna go to Liberty Island.
Yes.
Just
financial district.
Yeah, touristy
Wall
stuff. But yeah,
maybe a Little Italy. Get some New York
some
style
pizza. But it's a little rainy right now, but it's supposed to clear up for a little bit, hopefully. But yeah, let's go. Right after we got breakfast, we headed over to go catch the ferry to Liberty Island, and unfortunately it was really foggy, so you couldn't really see anything, but it was okay. And this is her original torch that was actually replaced in the 80s. This is an exact replica of her face, like it's the same size and thickness as the actual statue, and I didn't know this, but the statue's only as thick as 2 pennies, which is pretty cool. This is supposed to be the view from Liberty Island, like it's supposed to be the Manhattan skyline, and you could not see anything. I mean, you could kind of see it, but it's definitely not like the pictures that you see. This is my absolute favorite picture from this entire trip. Please look. After we got done with the Charging Bull, we went over to the Federal Hall and we got to see the stone that George Washington stood on when he gave his inaugural address, which is pretty cool. At this point, we were starving, so we headed over to Little Italy and we ended up eating at a place called Danico, and it was really, really good. Walking on the Brooklyn Bridge was probably my favorite thing that we got to do. Just seeing all of the lights like that in the buildings, it was really cool. This is the view from the Manhattan Bridge, which was beside the Brooklyn Bridge. And this is really the only shot I could get through a hole in the fence because all of it was covered in a chain link fence, and on one side was the subways going, so it was really loud, and like the bridge itself didn't have that many lights, so it was really dark. Yeah, it was kind of sketchy. Good morning from Central Park. Oh, I scratched my face this morning and now it's red. I like took the skin off. Anyway, okay. We're in Central Park this morning. We went to go get donuts first, but we ate them all, so I can't show you what they look like. And we just got done. We walked up to the castle. It's an observatory. What was it called?
The Verde.
Yeah. It was cute. You got a good like view of the city, but it's really foggy today again and rainy, so yeah, you couldn't really see anything. But now, tell them where we're going next.
Yankee Stadium.
His dream. So, we'll see y'all there. This was definitely Sam's favorite thing on the trip. He's been a huge Yankees fan for forever, and so it was definitely on his bucket list for sure. After we got done with Yankee Stadium, we headed over to Alexander Hamilton's house. It's not in the original location. It's been moved a few times, but there wasn't really a lot to do in there. You could only go into a few rooms, and like the rooms didn't have that much stuff in there to look at. But it was free, so I guess if you just really want to see it, you can check it out. We headed over to the 9/11 Memorial after, and I recommend everyone check that out. It was a really moving experience. We were starving at this point, so we headed over to the famous restaurant Katz. They're famous for their pastrami sandwiches and like corned beef and stuff like that. I mean, the sandwich was huge, but it was $22 for one sandwich, so beware. And this was our final half day. We went to the Empire State Building in the morning because we had to catch our flight at 1:30, so we got there as soon as they opened. So we got in line at 7:45, which was good because there was like hardly anybody there. So if you are there, I totally recommend going that early because there's not a huge line. You can go like straight up. Anyway, it was so cold and windy up there, and I have a video in a second that I put in from my phone where you can see how windy and like crazy it was, and people were trying to fight to go back inside. It was insane, but I definitely recommend doing this as well as the Brooklyn Bridge. Those two were my favorite things for sure. Alright, and that's it, you guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and please give me a like. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.